Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. This one's a special one as I finally got hold of the Skaro Home Automation Bridge Pro. So, the Bridge Pro, what does this do? Well, as everybody knows, I've been selling the Bridge Lite version, which has been available for quite a while, and Tony at Skaro has been working on the Pro Bridge as well, which has been a bit more expensive than the basic bridge. And you may ask, what's the difference? Well, to be honest, there's the biggest difference is the hardware. The Bridge Pro is based on a proper mini, like a basic mini PC, and it's a much bigger device, and of course it costs more. And whereas the standard bridge is based on a Raspberry Pi. So if you are one of those that are just looking to integrate Google, Alexa, Siri, and things like that, as well as a few different plugins, then the standard automation bridge is for you, which is available, still available. Not a problem. I've got it in my shop. However, if you want to integrate things like video streams, that's when, and a couple of other things which are processor intensive, that's when the Bridge Pro comes into its own. Okay, so what I'm going to do is currently at home now, I have removed my bridge. So I'm going to start this video from scratch again, and I've actually removed my bridge that I had, the basic bridge. So when I run my Skaro, mybridge.skaro.com, if I run that, it then brings up the bridge that I've got on my network. So here is my new one. So this is my new one. That's my old one, which has now been deleted and removed from my system. So now I'm going to proceed to set it up. So once I've clicked on that, it opens up this page. Okay, so the good thing also about this automation bridge is you can actually run it in standalone mode, where you don't actually have to have a controller. So, but that's useful for running a few different bits if you want to. Okay, without the controller, and that can run all. I haven't really done much surf into that, but he did say I can run it in standalone mode. This is without the need of a home automation controller, and then you just enable the plugins as you would normally do. Okay, so but you can always click on the link to read more about that. But we are going to be plugging in our Home Center 3. So I'm going to click on my Home Center 3, and I'm going to input the IP address of my Home Center 3. So 10.0.75.100. I'm going to put my username and password details in. And the PIN code. And then I'm going to enable all three services, as I'm going to be using that, the Amazon stuff throughout the house. Google, I have an Android phone, so I'm using Google. And then I'm also going to demonstrate how iOS works for the Homekit, as I've got an iPad that are on the wall. But to be honest with you, I'm not probably going to use it, but I am going to be demoing it. Set my country and time zone up. Click on next. And let's just get rid of that. And process is complete. Now it's rebooting. So we're going to let it reboot. So I'm going to pause it for now. Right, we're back in. Sorry, I forgot to mention earlier on that it will ask you to create an account. So once you've created an account, when it reboots, it comes back to this screen here. The other thing is, because I already created an account and I already had it linked with Alexa, so I had to go onto my Alexa account, disable the skill, and then I'm going to be re-enabling the skill shortly. So now I'm going to log in to my Bridge account. Remember me. So log in. So now we're going to carry on with the rest of the setup process. So I can save that there. So now it's automatically picked up my home center and all the devices, which is exactly the same as before. And I've got all these extra the tabs that, as usual on here, but we've got like an extra tab which uses the Grafana and the graphical processes, so you can create some graphs that you can display on your tablets. But before all that, we're going to go into settings, and we're just going to change the bridge IP address to static. So that's the first job we're going to be doing, and then I'm going to just create a static IP address for this, so that means I can find it quite quickly. So what shall I give it? I know, I'm just going to give it 25, and then I'm just going to update that and reboot it. So it's now rebooting. So again, I'm going to pause this and come back to it. Right, don't forget, you need to just update the IP address in the browser window with the new IP address that you created as static, because I changed it from the default one. So now I need to log back in again. If I can spell, yep. Right, I'm going to remember me on this device as I've now fixed the IP. So let's log in. So let's just save that. Now what I've done is I've now added the devices. Sorry, not added devices. I've added the controller we filled out previously. I've got a static IP. So now at the moment on these tabs I've got nothing set up. So, and if I click on settings, so we've got static IP, the IP address. I don't need remote access right now. We'll do this in a bit, a workout about home and away detection. So we're talking about geolocation services here. So I'll do that separate video on that once I've gone into it, because this is something new that's been added. And as you can see, I've enabled all three voice services. So on the Amazon Alexa service, I've had to delete all my devices. Unfortunately, I had to delete them manually from my account, and they've stopped the account working on the web, so you had to do it all from your mobile, which was a bit of a pain. But luckily I only had about 15-20 voice commands, so it wasn't too long for me to delete. So what I'm going to do before I forget is I'm just going to quickly go onto my phone and actually re-enable the skill. So give me a second, I'm going to pause, and while I quickly do that. So in hindsight, what probably better to do is do the skill afterwards, because the first thing it did was, once I added the skill, it automatically started looking for devices and it couldn't find any, and that's because we haven't set it up yet. So let's go back to home, and what I'm going to do is click on thingy, Amazon. There are no devices because we have to enable them using this switch. So I'm going to now go down and enable a couple of devices, and just keep going down into these, etc. And that was a beep to say that the account's linked, so that's okay. So let's have a look. In fact, actually, let's turn that one on, because I want to show you about aliases as well. And I'm just gonna go and just enable another light here, and then just another one. Where is it? Master bedroom light there. So let's just do 4 now, because I want to show you something. And on the Google side, I only need to enable, again, I can just go down and enable a couple of things that I needed on here as well, which I normally do. And the scenes. So let me just go down to scenes, and they're called, because I've got it linked to my mobile, so I can then unlock the doors when I'm Here it is. Enable it there. Enable it there. Just these two. So I can enable the unlocking of my doors using my mobile voice commands instead of trying to get my key fobs or playing with the buttons on the phone. So you can then see everything working. So let me go back onto the Amazon. So I've got 4 enabled right now. So backlight is going to stay as backlight. Master bed light, I'm just going to change to my room light. And so Aisha light, now the problem is it doesn't really like Asian names much. So what I'm going to do is create an alias, and we use colors, and she liked the color white. So we'll do white light and white strips, and then that's it. So that's automatically saved, and then all I'm going to do is let Alexa synchronize them. Alexa, discover my devices.
Starting discovery. This will take a few moments. Turn on your new devices now, and if needed, put them in pairing mode.
So I'm sure you've heard that. So now it's doing its search for devices. So I'm going to let it continue, and it usually takes around 20 to 30 seconds, and it will tell me how many devices it's found. And usually it will just give a name of one of them, and then later on I'll carry on doing the rest of the devices. So let's just give it a few seconds.
I found and connected 4 new devices, including lights. Try saying, turn off my room light. To rename a device, tap the name on the screen.
See, there you have it. So it'll automatically now found these 4 devices, and which is good. So now we're ready for the next part. So all I was going to do later on after this video is I'm just going to go and enable all the other devices and get Thingy to discover it all, and then it's all set up again. So just like before, that part's going to be done. So same with the Google side of things. I'm just going to set the aliases up and there, but I'm also going to sync it. So now I've got my aliases set up. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is I need to go over to the phone. So what I'll do is, if I talk you through this, so it's only a couple of seconds. So once you're on your phone, click on the Google Home app button, and what we're going to do is from the main screen we're just going to click on add devices, add a device, and it works with Google Home or an existing system. And under there you've got loads of options to choose from, but we're just going to narrow this down by clicking on Automation Bridge. So we then find Automation Bridge, which is there. Once we've clicked on Automation Bridge, it says, do you want to do device linking, which we do. So I'll click continues, and it will automatically take us back to the Automation Bridge page, just like we did for enabling the Alexa skills. We have to do it again. So we just log in again with the email address and password we set up for the Automation Bridge. Click on login. So now that I've got the login clicked in, it's now done my linking of the accounts. Done. And then when I click on devices, it will have all my devices on there, and then it'll automatically sync. So the next one we're going to be looking at is the iOS. So let's go back onto home. And now what we're going to do is we're going to enable some devices for HomeKit. So let's click on that one to start with, and let's click on, shall we say, a thermostat, and let's say backlight. So we've got 3 here to be thingy. Now when we do any changes to the Homekit service, there's changes have been made, so we then have to click on this button to restart the service to apply changes. So let's do that now. Just waiting for it to reboot. Right, done. Now what we're going to do is, if we click on the Homekit tab, we've now got here we have the option again to put an alias down if we wanted to. So I might just leave it as it is for now, because for us personally, we tend to use it as an iPad device, so we don't bother with aliases. So we'll leave it for that now. But importantly, there's a little code here and a QR code. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to the iPad, and I'm going to click on HomeKit. So let me just search for HomeKit. So, which is the home icon, which is the orange color icon. So now we want to do add accessory. So once you've gotten there, we're going to click on add accessory, and then it'll ask to scan a setup code, or we can type it in, but I'm going to scan it in using the camera. So it's found it, and it's found something called the bridge, and then we can just click on add to home, and it'll say it's an uncertified accessory, but we're going to add it anyway. Once we've done that, this is we got where we can put the location of the bridge. So right now it's in the under the stairs, so I'm just gonna create a new room, and I'm just gonna call it under stairs. Continue. And the bridge name, so I'm just gonna call it Automation Bridge PRO. Continue and continue, and then it would have found what's been connected. So it's already found out Aisha light, and it's being connected to the bridge. So continue it, and then I would have to choose which room it goes into. So that's probably the negative part, where unfortunately it doesn't take the information from which room they're actually in. So we do have to manually then create the rooms for the devices. So I'm just gonna, but the good news is we only need to create it once, and then we can rename it again if we wanted to. We can actually rename it in the software in here itself. So backlight, continue, and I'm going to put it in create new room, back room, and keep the same name, done. And then we found a stat. I'm going to continue with that, and I'm just going to scroll up to Aisha room, click on OK, call it Aisha stat, click on continue, thermostat's added. So now, done. So we've now on here got the display working. So let me see if I can enable the camera on here. Right, let me just pause this, and then I'm going to restart it with the camera. So I'm just going to show you this now. So this is the tablet. So that's how it appears here. So hopefully you can see it there. So I've got the home there, my home, and that's the climate section. So you've got all your climate categories, or we've got the light categories, and then the lights appear here. So we've got the 2 different lights, and what I'll do is let me just add another light in. Let me just add another light in. So if I click on home, so then you can then see it straight away, me activating it from here. So master bed light, let's turn that on in here, and then we have to restart the HomeKit So every time you make a change, you have to restart the HomeKit. So this is why it's advantageous of doing it in one go rather than like me doing it in multiple stages. And then whilst that's doing that, here at the bottom you've actually got all the room names as well. So that's done that. And look at that. It's then appeared there. So it's appeared as under the stairs because that's like the default room. So we're going to click on it, click on the settings, and we're going to change the room name. And just, oh, you know what? I'll do it like this. We're going to create a new one. So, and I'm going to save it. Done. So it's now saved. If I click on there, it's now saved as master bedroom. So I can click on there, and that's all the devices in the master bedroom. Click on the light, and then I can just increase the brightness, or oops, reduce, kill the light. So let's put it back up there. So this is automatic. Let's click on back on, not automation, back on home, and then that's all the devices. So that's how straightforward it is to create the HomeKit version. And hey Siri, turn off master bedroom light. Nope, it's not set up. Sorry, I haven't set up Siri. If I had set up Siri on this iPad, then all you would have to do is just give the command of the name of the device, so master bed light, and that's it, and it would have worked on there. So that's that one. The other thing I wanted to talk about is settings. So if I click on home settings here, so if I show you that there, if you look in the middle there, that's where it says about the account, and where it says invite people. So under invite people is I will then put in the iCloud emails. So for example, if you wanted somebody on their phones that wanted to use Siri all the time, so for example, say if I had an iPhone and it was set up on my name, my account, the bridge can only link to one account. So what we would do is under invite people, I would then put my wife's iCloud email in, and then that would invite her into that, and then she'll be able to control everything from her phone as well. It would automatically import in, including the voice control. So, and then naturally the kids as well, so then they can also use Siri on their mobiles. If I set it up on my iPad, then anybody can use it within the home. Okay, so that's how you set it up for multiple users on iOS devices and HomeKit. So what we'll do is we'll leave it there for now. So that's the setup of the bridge with all three services. Okay, and what we're going to do next is, in my next video, I'm going to connect my Sonos devices, Harmony Hub devices, Ubiquiti. So I'm going to go through some of the plugins in as well instead on the next video. So thank you for watching. Oh, I have these available in stock, available from my website now. So if you are looking for one, then head over to the website. To be honest, I've only got one left, as I only brought one over with me, but I am going to be putting an order through for some more, depending on the demand. So thank you for watching, and hopefully see you guys soon on the next video where we'll go through the plugins. Okay, thanks for watching, and bye for now.